Hey guys, this is Ofo, and really right now I should probably be working on an essay I have for one of my English classes, but I've decided, hell, I've postponed this long enough, and I think it's time I actually post a video for you guys. And it's not a bad one either. This is a Black and White 2 underused match I had against someone by the name of ShadowofSnow. I found him on the Wi-Fi Battle Finder. If he does have a channel, I will try to post it in the description below. But yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good battle. I made a couple of pretty good predictions this game, and he played pretty well too. So just looking at his team, I do see that Glaga, Umbreon core going on there. Glaga obviously is probably a defensive wall with most likely Stealth Rocks, Eviolite, that all that stuff, and then Umbreon, most probably more likely a Cleric, special defensive a Wish Passer, potentially as Heal Bell as well. So that's something to watch out for. Just offensive threats. I am definitely always worried about Victini because Victini is a huge underused threat with that V create and Bolt Strike. Either of those are hit really hard and U-turn to Scout. So I gotta watch out for Victini. And then Zoroark always gives me a little bit of trouble just because I just never predict it to actually be the Zoroark. So I should also watch out for Zoroark and keep that in the back of my mind that he does have a Zoroark around. Other than that, I do see that Stealth Rocks, while of course always useful, won't be as essential this game, seeing as only one of his Pokemon is actually weak to Rock, being his Victini, and he does have Hitmontop to possibly spin those away. So yeah, I guess that's about it. For leads, I think I'm just going to do with Ambipom as I always do. Really good fake out double hit lead, as well as being able to taunt if he leads with Gligar to prevent Stealth Rocks, and U-turn if I just don't like the matchup or I predict a switch. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the battle. So, as I said, I do lead with my Ambipom, as just based off the Pokemon he sends in, it looks like he's leading with Umbreon. However, based off team preview, I do know that's a Zoroark. Not that that actually really has any relevance to the game, but, fun fact. So I do just go for U-turn first turn, because I know that it'll do a super effective damage to Umbreon, and I really don't have any business staying in here, so I do just switch, get that switch advantage when he switches out to Gligar, and then bring in my Zapdos. Now, I know because he saw me bring in the Zapdos against his Gligar that the Hidden Power Ice is blatantly obvious, so I know a switch is coming. So I do just go for Thunderbolt, just to hit whatever comes in with a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, he does go into the best guy on his team to take that, which is his Umbreon. So even after Stab and Life Orb, it's not going to be doing that much. So I go to my Nidoqueen, knowing I can take whatever he wants to go for, and hopefully get my Stealth Rocks. However, seeing him go for Wish, I know that he's probably going to go into his Gligar, and then I'm going to be forced to switch, and he's going to be allowed to get up his Stealth Rocks, and I really want to avoid that. So instead of going for Stealth Rocks of my own, I do switch out into my Zapdos, predicting the Gligar switch. However, you see that the recording froze here. I don't know why, but what happened in the time that you couldn't see is that I did predict a switch out into his Gligar, switched my Zapdos, but instead he switched into his Azelf. I do just stay and go for Thunderbolt. It doesn't take him out, and he outsped me and actually went for Ice Punch. So knowing I'm going to be dying for Stain, I do switch out into my Slowbro, just to take that Ice Punch, which is very unconventional on an Azelf. It's kind of weird he's running it, but whatever fits your fancy. So, now I'm all caught up. I do fortunately get the first turn Thaw, because I did get frozen from that Ice Punch. It's really annoying, but I did get first turn, so no harm, no foul. I then, seeing his Victini in here, I'm not really scared even of the Bolt Strike, because I know I can survive it. So instead, I'm pretty sure he's going to go for U-turn, so I do just go for Thunder Wave. But unfortunately, I do catch that Umbreon on the switch. Now, of course, it's nice to get anything paralyzed. It's just because Umbreon does have Synchronize. I'm now paralyzed in turn. Now, it's not a big deal that my Slowbro's paralyzed because he's so slow to begin with, but, getting fully paralyzed those occasional turns is going to be quite annoying. So now I go to my Nidoqueen again, hoping he doesn't go for Wish so I can start my Stealth Rocks. But, here, I think now here I know he's gonna switch. He's gonna try to Wish Pass out into his Azelf. So instead of setting up my Stealth Rocks, I did go for Rock Slide because, as I said during the team preview, I don't really value my rocks nearly as much as taking out one of his Pokemon. So here he brings in his Victini after his Azelf dies, and I honestly thought I could take a V-Create and then take him out with an Earthquake, but I ended up actually being 1-hit KO'd by V-Create, which makes me think that he is almost certainly banded because I am max HP and do have some decent natural physical defense, so I don't think I should have 1-hit KO'd, so that's something to keep in the back of my head for later in the battle. Now, I do just bring in my Slowbro, knowing that he's locked into that. He then brings in his Umbreon, and I predict that switch and go into my Virizion. So now that he's trapped in there with Umbreon, he is forced to switch, and I do just set up a Swords Dance in that free turn. I then, seeing him bring in his Gligar, I just set up another Swords Dance, because I know that a Toxic is incoming, but I really don't care that much because I am not Life Orbed, I'm Expert Belted. So really, I am going to be surviving for a decent amount of time. Even if he gets me toxic. So I go for Leaf Blade and do get a critical hit with that, which does 1-hit KO him. Now I was +4 in that stab, but to be fair, it is a Eviolite Gligar, so it's hard to know if that mattered. Anyway, he brings this Victini, which I think is kind of foolish because Victini, like I said, is a huge threat. He could have used it later, but I do just go for Stone Edge, take up that Victini. Maybe he hoped that I didn't have all I had was my 2 stabs, but no, I do have that Stone Edge, so that's what he gets, I guess. So seeing him bring in Hitmontop and noticing that he did not have Intimidate, I know he's a Tech Top, which means I know that Fake Out and Mach Punch are imminent. So I do just go into my Slowbro just to take that with ease, and then I just go for Skull, not wanting to overpredict. Now, really, if I had played a little bit more reckless near the end here, I probably could have finished this game faster. But instead, I just go for Skull. He's able to bring his Umbreon. And then after that, I do switch in my Virizion. However, he's able to go for Wish, meaning that whatever he brings in, I mean, unless, of course, it's his Zoroark, which he has this Umbreon left, the Zoroark left, and then Hitmontop left. So really, if I can just get that Hitmontop out of the way, my Virizion is free to just destroy and take out the Virizion, and take out the Zoroark and Umbreon with a close combat. Now, he brings in Hitmontop, I catch him with a close combat on the switch in, but it does get up to nearly full HP with that Wish. So I don't want to be dying to a Fake Out Mach Punch combo, so I do switch on my Slowbro again. I don't know. I just, I didn't want my Virizion to die. So, here I thought he would, predict this Umbreon switch. So again, I just go for Scald, but, no, he just keeps on staying in. He's playing really conservatively, which, personally, I think is a little stupid because at this point in the game, he has to play pretty recklessly to actually have any chance of winning. So I do switch to my Ambipom, and on that switch, he actually does get fully paralyzed. However, I can't be 1-hit KOing him with any one of my moves, so it didn't really matter. It's just unfortunate I didn't go to my Virizion on that turn. But so I go for Fake Out and then go for double hits just to do as much damage as I can against this Umbreon. He does go for Wish. Unfortunately for him, he does get fully paralyzed again this turn as he clearly goes for Protect because he outsped me. But honestly, that didn't affect the game whatsoever except for speeding it up. That Umbreon wasn't going to win that engagement against my Ambipom. So, I do get a crit on the double hit, but like I said, it's a 2-hit move, and that was the first one, so that didn't matter. He goes into his Hitmontop, at least what I think is his Hitmontop, and I just decided to go to my Zapdos as fodder, because maybe I can take a Mach Punch, but either way, I don't really care. Zapdos has done his job. So now, seeing Focus Blast, I know it's clearly a Zoroark, so I just go on my Ambipom to go for Fake Out. He does switch into his Hitmontop to take that. He doesn't take it well, but I know Mach Punch is coming, so I do switch on into my Slowbro to take that with ease. That might do 20. Yeah, okay, 40. It did nothing. So I can take those all day. This Hitmontop can literally do nothing to me. So I do switch out here, predicting the Zoroark, but instead he actually just goes for Sucker Punch, which works for me, and I just take out. Well, no, I go for Fake Out, get this Hitmontop to almost no HP to where he will be dying to Life Orb Recoil, and just go into my Slowbro just to take any hit he wants to go for, and yeah, that's that. So his Hitmontop is down, meaning his last guy left is a Zoroark, which means that I pretty much have this in the bag because I have Virizion. So really, all I need to do is get a free switch in. but he actually gets up a sub here. As I go for Thunderwave, I didn't really see that coming at all. For a split second, I panicked. I was like, "Wait, can he win behind a sub?" But I was like, but then I realized that he really can't because I do have my Amber Palm with double hit, which can take out a sub with one and do some damage with the other, and then I can just go into my Virizion and outspeed and take him out the close combat. So really, at this point there was no chance of me losing. He does decide to do some shenanigans with substitute nasty plotting, but it's still delaying the inevitable. He is going to lose at this point. Keeps on going for substitute, hoping for me to get fully paralyzed. But like I said, even if I did get fully paralyzed and took me out with a Dark Pulse, it doesn't matter. I can still win. So finally, after I think 3 substitutes, he does just decide to take me out with a Dark Pulse, and there goes my Slowbro. I kind of also just wanted him to give him the satisfaction of killing my Slowbro, because my Slowbro has been a pain in his side this entire game. He just hasn't been able to take it out. So now I just go to Amber Palm and finish him off with one fake out. I thought I might have to go for double hit afterwards, but nope, just one fake out's going to do it, and that's going to be the game. So I think I made some good plays and that some nice predictions. He did play a little obviously, I will admit, but it was a good game anyway. It was a 3-0, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So that's going to be it, and catch you later.